What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Nick with Leverage Media, and welcome to another episode of Path to a Million podcast. I wanted to hop on here this morning because I was getting a few questions yesterday and the day before about the PPP money being taxable. So someone had asked me in the comments, or they'd said, like, my accountant told me that I was going to have to pay taxes on the money. Is that true? Or she said true or false. I said false because I thought the way she was asking it, I thought she meant like, are you gonna have to show it as income and then pay taxes on it? So there was, it's kind of semantics, but I did a video about this the other day that the IRS made a rule with their reading of the bill that said that if you used the PPP money towards payroll, basically the government's going to pay that portion of it, so it's as if it didn't exist, right? That you would not be able to write off that payroll that they covered. Mnuchin's argument was that it was kind of double dipping, that you get the free money and then you get the tax write-off on top of it. The senators that helped write the bill, the committee that helped write the bill, weren't very happy with that, and they said that they had thought about that situation and that that was the intent of the bill. Long story short, I'm 99.9% positive that the Senate will pass a bill saying yes, you can write off the PPP money that you use, or I'm sorry, the expenses that you use the PPP money for, and then the House will pass it and Trump will sign it, but there's a 0.1% chance that they don't. So I just wanted to run through the math real quick for you guys so you can kind of understand, because it semantically, like technically they that I guess you could say you pay taxes on it, but it's like you're being handed this money anyway. So I'm going to show this to you, and you guys can like decide how to think of it yourself. All right, let me see if I can show my screen here. Trying this new, oh, here we go. Let's see. All right, let me just go back and see this. Pop this up bigger. There we go. All right. So basically, this is an example that I had sent to a guy that asked me this. So in let's say in 2020 that you collect $800,000 from your services, not like no PPP, nothing. This is just like as if PPP didn't exist. So in 2020 you collect $800,000. You have $400,000 in payroll, meaning that you're left with $400,000. Then you have $200,000 in other expenses, leaving you with 200% profit. Let's say your taxes all average out to about 25%. So you pay $50,000 in taxes. You took home $150,000. All right. Now let's say that you took $100,000 in PPP money, had it forgiven, and everything else stayed the same. So you collected $800,000. So I'm not going to say that you collected $900 with the 100. I'm just going to subtract from the payroll. So now you paid the $400,000 in payroll, but you subtract the $100,000 that they gave you. Okay, so now you're $300,000 in payroll, and then you have the same $200,000 in expenses. So you made $300,000 in profit. All right, so it's as if they just handed you the $100,000 in profit because now you've paid less in payroll. Let's say your taxes stay the same, which who knows if they would or not, but let's say they stay the same. 25% in taxes, so you paid $75,000 in taxes. Your take home is $225,000. So you can see that technically you don't get to. It's to me it's kind of confusing because I'm not really sure like net how it would all work out if you like got the write-off from the government and then for the payroll, and then you had to pay taxes as if this was income, like you normally would for a loan. But you can see you make $75,000 more from this money that you wouldn't gotten otherwise. Now, if they allow you to do what I think they're going to allow you to do, which is write off the payroll expense and not have to claim the 100,000 as taxable income, this is what the numbers would look like. 80,000 in, I'm sorry, this is not profit. Let's just change that so it doesn't confuse people. 800,000 in collections, 400,000 in payroll. Because you paid the 400,000, you can now write off the 400,000, even though the government paid 100,000 of it. 200 in expenses, 200 in profit, 50K in taxes. So it's all the same numbers up here, but you get the 150 take home that you would have gotten here plus the 100,000. So now you really get to take home 250,000 because A, you don't have to pay taxes on the PPP money, and B, you don't have to, or you're able to write off the expense of the payroll. So I'm almost like I said, 99.9% sure that this is going to happen. It's just a matter of passing in the Senate. They already like crafted a bill for it. I can't remember when the House is coming back into session, but I feel like it's in the next week or two. So they're going to pass it before, like you would just need this to be passed before you had to pay your taxes on this stuff next year. So it'll definitely be passed before then. But I guess there's a 0.1% chance that they don't pass it. Eric clears mud. Yep, that is true. All right. Any other questions on PPP stuff that I can help with? I feel like there was one other thing that I was gonna mention, and now I can't remember what it was. Let's see. Oh, I know what it was. I'm going to be working today on maybe not today, maybe it'll be tomorrow, but sometime either today or tomorrow, I'm going to be working on my how I'm going to make sure that I maximize the PPP money. So I'll be sure to make you guys a video when I come up with kind of like what my thought process is behind it. Like you guys can, make your own decisions, but I got to figure it out for both of my businesses. We're on the third of 5 payrolls for my office, so I have to make sure that we've got everything figured out before this next one. So hopefully that helped to explain the taxable side of it. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments, and I'll keep an eye out. Would you put your? I assume that's �EIDL money, Seth? It says, would you put your wild money in a, I know, but what, do you mean EIDL money or do you mean PPP money? What do you ask? It says wild money. Okay. With the EIDL money, I don't know if that really matters. Like if it's the loan money, it's like you could just put it in the account. You're gonna have to pay it back anyway. So I don't think it really matters. Even with the PPP money, I don't think it, like the putting things into separate accounts, I think is more for your mind than the banks or the governments. They're just going to need to see proof that you, like for the PPP, the EIDL loan, I definitely don't think it matters because it's just a loan, and so you're just going to have to pay it back. The PPP money, if most of the banks, I feel like, or some of the banks are putting it into separate accounts so that you can just like move things over, like as you do payroll and as you pay rent and as you pay utilities. But I think that's more for you than it is for them, because at the end you're going to fill out a loan forgiveness application and you're going to say, here's what I used the money for, here's the documentation that supports that, and they're either going to forgive it or they're not. So hope that helps. All right, guys, if there's nothing else, I will talk to you soon.